The words dripped from his mouth like venom, amplified by the microphone, echoing across the ballroom of his wedding. My father, my blood, dismissing me like an inconvenient stain before hundreds of guests. He stood tall, hand gripping the waist of his new wife, while the crowd shifted uncomfortably. And then he lifted his champagne glass toward a girl in a silver gown. His real daughter, the child from his second wife. Applause filled the air. But in that applause I heard a funeral, mine. Until she saw me, her eyes widened, her glass slipped from her hand, and she screamed, "Oh my God, she is my—" The music choked, the crowd froze, and I smiled. I grew up in shadows. My father never denied me food, never denied me shelter, but love, recognition, a name spoken with pride, those were luxuries reserved for someone else. I was the mistake, the accident, the whisper he buried under wealth and reputation. At school events, he never came. Birthdays, he stayed busy. My mother told me to be patient, but patience rotted into clarity. He didn't want me. Still, I clung to fragments of hope, a glance, a gift, an ounce of approval, until I learned the truth. The truth carved into legal documents I was never meant to see. My father had paid lawyers to erase me, to remove my inheritance, to funnel everything into a trust for his real family. My existence wasn't just an inconvenience, it was a liability. That night, something inside me broke, and something colder took its place. He thought I'd disappear quietly. Instead, I studied him. I followed his business moves, traced his shell companies, learned his habits. I documented every lie, every deal, every slip of arrogance. I kept silent, playing the role of the forgotten child. Until the wedding invitation arrived. Not to me, of course, but I made sure to get one. If he wanted to parade his real daughter in front of the world, I'd let him. Because I knew something he didn't. She wasn't his. The girl he adored, the heir he flaunted, the real child. I had proof. DNA doesn't lie. A discreet test, arranged months earlier, confirmed everything. His perfect family was built on a foundation of deceit, and I held the detonator. So I walked into that ballroom like a ghost wearing skin. Every chandelier sparkled above me. Every violin string sang of celebration. He thought I was invisible. He thought my silence meant surrender. When he spat those words, "She's nothing but a bastard child," I didn't flinch. I let the venom spread. I let the crowd laugh nervously. Because revenge is sweetest when it ripens in public. And when his precious daughter saw me across the room, her scream ripped through the night like a blade. "Oh my God, she is my—" The crowd erupted, murmurs, confusion, gasps cutting through champagne bubbles. He paled, she trembled, and I raised my glass. The fallout was immediate. Whispers turned to questions. Guests asked about birth records, timelines, fidelity. His new wife's smile cracked like porcelain. Phones lit up with notifications. Because while the ballroom panicked, my evidence went live. Articles, photos, legal documents, the DNA report. Everything I'd gathered released to journalists, timed perfectly to the hour. Headlines bloomed. Business mogul lied about heiress. Fraud allegations emerge amid family scandal. Hidden child steps forward with proof. His empire began to rot in real time. The confrontation came not in shouts, but silence. My father cornered me in the marble hallway, away from the noise. His face was pale, his eyes bloodshot, his voice trembling with rage. "You planned this," he hissed. I looked him dead in the eye. "I learned from you." His hand twitched, as if to strike, but he stopped because cameras flashed behind us, witnesses, and he knew. The performance was over, the mask shattered. By dawn, his accounts were frozen. Investors withdrew. His wife packed her bags. His real daughter locked herself in silence. Reputation tainted, legacy poisoned. And me? I walked away untouched. Because revenge isn't about noise, it's about precision. Sometimes I think back to the moment he called me a bastard. The pride in his voice, the smugness in his smile. Now the world calls him worse: fraud, liar, disgrace. He wished me invisible, but I made sure everyone saw me, not as his mistake, but as his undoing. He built his empire on lies. I ended it with truth. And when people ask if I regret it, I answer simply, no. Because daughters like me don't wait for love. We build empires out of silence, and then we burn down those who tried to erase us.